All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday night. It's the Custom Cut RT Solutions GT3 Championship, brought to you by RaceFace, Statement Watches, Resource Complete, and PWSR. My name's Alan Patterson. I am in the commentary booth tonight, and we are coming to you from Alton Park. This is season 7. We're already on round 6. So 2 more races to go in this championship. And as I say, we're coming to you live from Alton Park. We've got 2 more after this. We go to Kyalami next, and then the championship ends at Imola on the 9th of September. But we still got a lot of racing to go before then. As you see here, we have just come online for qualifying. No quick laps in yet. The guys have just got on. The servers just came up. I'm going to bring you a couple of things and bring everybody up to date on what's been happening so far. Track map. Just to give you an idea, for anybody that isn't aware of this track, this is part of the British DLC pack for Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's one of the legendary British touring car tracks, and obviously the GT series that they race in the UK. Very technical track, has gone through a number of renditions, a few changes through the years, some extra chicanes been added, including Stones and Knickerbrook, but a very super tricky track, and we should see a lot of action here tonight, and we'll see what transpires. Standings wise, let's have a look at what's going on here. So this is the championship points. I've extended the listing here, top 35. It does go further than this, but we don't have enough screen for that. So Jordan Sherritt up in the lead, 188 points, closely followed by the teammates of GTWR, Tariq Adam and Luke Addison, second and third, 161, 153, and then not too far back, Junior McCall holding up the ATK Academy flag in 4th place, and then on 148 points. Just behind him, we've got the Hybrid Academy AG teamies, Daniel Rowe, Johan Bega Grobler, 133 and 95 points. They are 5th and 6th respectively. Christian Deploy there in 7th. Kinetic Simworks Racing. Christian been showing some huge speed of late. Johannes Kraling in 8th, Retro Slipstream, and then the other ATK Academy driver, Morgan McCall, the older brother of Junior, in 9th place with Brian Lewis. Retro Solo running out your top 10. So there we go. Just sub 20 minutes in, and we are looking at Morgan and Junior McCall top of the ranking at the moment, 132.9. Junior right there, and then have a look there in 3rd. We have a C Sherritt, so that's not a spelling mistake. That is C Sherritt, as in Cody Sherritt. Let me just get my ducks in a row here. Jordan's brother, so just needed to make sure. I'm not sure how old he is, or whether he's older or younger, but yes, unfortunately there's another Sherritt in the mix. As I say that, you see Jordan go to the top of the pile at 132.5, a good half a second quicker than the field. Cody in 4th, Sean Strait in 5th, Addison 6th, Deploy 7th, Tariq Adam 8th, Paul Cabin 9th, and McGregor rounding out your top 10. A lot of Mercedes is up at the sharp end of the stick this evening. They seem to be able to handle the the bumpiness of this track a lot better than the other cars. Naturally, a couple of Astons there, as well as a Bentley or two, and then the McLaren gang. So it's the usual culprits. Mark Anto doing extremely well in the BMW. He's down in 13th. We have a Lamborghini McGregor there in 12th, and the first of the Porsches, Diane de Villiers, and he is dropping down in 23rd already. So track certainly not doesn't suit the Porsche brigade, but more suits the front engine mount cars, and the Mercedes just seem to have the handle on it. So we see Mr. McGregor down in 12th place in his Lamborghini. Good looking car there. Always liked this car. Hey Keegan, good to see you here. Hopefully you're just waiting for your race. And Ashley Wilson, good evening. Thanks for joining on the YouTubes, as well as 13 other people who are still a little bit camera shy or not wishing to make any comments. Great to have you here. Hopefully we have some good coverage for you all with some good close racing. Here's Tina and Kobe in his Mercedes-Benz, going well. Love the color scheme of this car. It's very easy to see this car and know who it belongs to. Also, let me just put some light on this. Yes, this is Paul Fenter's new Bentley for Dead Men Racing. Brand new, out the box, new wrap, new liveries. A lot of sponsors and a lot of decals going on there, but superb looking Bentley. And I think it'll do very well. Right, Mr. Luke Addison bumps his way up into 4th place. He's 7/10 off the lead at the moment. Jordan with a 132.5, so that puts Luke Addison and company in the region of 133.2s. I raced last night in the big whopping BMW M6. I managed to get a good qualifying, and then it all fell apart with an unnecessary drive-through right at the start, because I think I was a little bit out of position, and it just went from bad to worse. So yeah, can't say I enjoy this track. It really is bumpy. You've got to have a very good setup to work around here, and you've also got to be able to keep the car on the black stuff. It's so easy to just slide off, drive off the track onto the grass, and get into a lot of trouble. At the moment, I have 27 names here, 27 drivers. I think we are supposed to be expecting a couple more, but for now we're at 27. Johan Bego still got to put in a quick time. He always or usually leaves it until mid-quali, and here he is. Also Etienne Kleb, who is in fact last, still sitting in the pits, and he hasn't put a time in. So a couple of the quicker guys still hanging around here. Oh, we had an 80k Mercedes there standing still on the side of the road. So, just to give you some more details, the Custom Cut RT Solutions GT3 Championship. So, we're making a lot of hoo-ha about this because Custom Cut definitely have come to the party as far as premier sponsorship for this sim racing championship. There's prize money every single race, from 1st down to 5th. It's 500, 400, 300, 200, 100 Rand. There's other amounts for the teams. There's also a 200 Rand and a 100 Rand prize for driver of the day and second driver of the day. And then at the end of the series, there will be added prizes and prize money for the teams, where the teams finish, and the drivers within the team. So really thankful to Custom Cut RT Solutions, your RT services partner. If you're looking for any kind of service, sales, support, project managing, etc., they are the people to go to. Custom Cut RT Solutions. And let's not forget our other sponsors, RaceFace, the League, Statement Watches, and Resource Complete. Another thing to just bring to your attention, this format, this is not the sprint series. This is the official GT3 championship. So this is the longer 80-minute long race. Oopsie, just caught a glimpse of Tariq Adam going off there in his McLaren, back into the pits. We see Junior McCall, and he's pushing hard to close in on Jordan Sherritt's time. So back to the Custom Cut RT Solutions GT3 Championship, 80-minute long race. You have a pit window of 1 hour 12 minutes. So the pit window opens 4 minutes after the start of the race, and it ends 76 minutes after the start of the race, giving the drivers a 1 hour 12 minute pit window. And that is a compulsory refuel, whether it's 2 liters or 120, you have to put in fuel. It's not necessary to do tires. However, I think in the case of a race having different weather conditions, or maybe you flat spot a tire, or you have a slow puncture, you might need to then change tires. But it does add to the whole time that you spend in the pits. And that then obviously adds to the drivers' their pit strategies for the race. Right, so there we go. We're almost coming down to the final 10 minutes of this quali. We should be starting live the race at 9 o'clock on the dot. We might be give or take a minute or two. Right, Johan Bago, there he is. He's up into 7th. So he's up there. Mark Antle in the BMW 11th. Tariq Adams still in 12th place. Ah, yes, that was the other thing I wanted to just speak about. Rob, good evening. How are you, man? Right, so success ballast from last week's race. We've got Jordan out there at the top of the times at the moment. He's carrying 30 kilos of success ballast. We have Christian Deploy, who is currently in 8th in the first of the Bentleys. Christian carrying 24 kilograms. Tariq Adam, 18 kilos. Luke Addison, 12 kilos. And Bruno Cadile, 6 kilos. However, I do not see Bruno's name here, so I think he might be using this as a drop round. So I don't think he's there. And then to add, we have penalty ballast. So this was issued after all the stewards had gone through the drivers' penalties and whatever else had happened. Brandon Kruger, Bruno Cadile, Brandon Kruger, number 287, Bruno Cadile, 788, Christian Fenter, number 14, Etienne Kleb, number 78, 20 kilos for all of them. Christian Fenter, Etienne Kleb, 30 kilos. Daniel De Villiers, number 93, 20 kilos. Johan Bega Krobler, number 1, 10 kilos. Sean Skitter, number 13. He's carrying 20 kilos. Ryan Ottens, 30 kilos. Jacques Vermeulen, 30 kilos. Byron Kutza, no, he's not here tonight, 20 kilos. And Mark Antle in the BM, 30 kilos. So those are penalty ballasts for doing something naughty at the previous round. Bit of contact or a punt here or there. So let's see how it all pans out this evening. Jacques Vermeulen running the LNR Bentley. This is the still the older livery in comparison to the Paul Fenter car I showed you earlier. He's yet to update his livery. 7 minutes to go. And hello, there's Jonko Kurtz on YouTube. Thanks for coming along, and hope you enjoy the racing. Bertus Janse van Rensburg, currently in 20th place for Black Widow Racing. Runs one of the McLarens, and car does look spectacular. The BWR cars are looking good. 1.6 seconds off the pace, but hanging in there. Christian Deploy, as I say that, bumps up into 3rd place in his Bentley. Kinetic Simworks Racing, and Christian doing really well of late. I've said that a few times. He's just seemed to come on song with this big Bentley, and it definitely goes where he wants it to go, and it goes there really quickly. Bernard King in 13th place in his Aston Martin. Teammate, Kinetic Simworks Racing, and Bernard's choosing to stick with the Aston Martin. Also a good looking livery this for the team. Christopher Radloff here in 16th place. Also Kinetic Simworks Racing, and he runs the Lexus. Heinrich de Wet, 4th driver for Kinetic Simworks Racing. Jason McGregor down in 26th at the moment. Sean Skitter in the Ferrari. He's also carrying a little bit of additional penalty ballast, and he is definitely struggling in the Ferrari with that ballast. Down in 25th, he's normally well up in the middle of the field. Right, so just under 5 minutes to go. Jordan Sherritt. Oh, he abandons a lap there. Trying to see who's on a lap. It's Daniel Rowe. Here he comes. He's in 10th, and he goes up to 8th position. So Daniel Rowe up into the top 10. And demotes Bega Grobler and Mark Antel down 2 positions. Peter Oosthuizen. Peter also racing for Black Widow Racing. Still running on his car a number of the guys running the white liveries. This is due to a close relative that passed away recently, and just showing a good sign of solidarity. Dwayne Hall here in 21st in his McLaren. Retro Electro. Dwayne on his own here tonight. I don't see Mr. Isherwood here. Rick Adam also struggling a little bit. He's here in 12th place, about to go out. Him and Luke, they head out, one following the other. Possibly going to maybe try and do a little tactical work, although I don't think there's much straight here to work for a draft. They're not long enough. These two guys definitely getting quicker and quicker. And part of the international team, GTWR. Right, here we go, down to the last 2.5 minutes. And Mark Anto currently slightly up on his delta. The BM, he's just gone through the first sector, so we'll keep an eye on him as he goes round. Also got Bernard King, who's well up on his delta. He's down in 13th, so we'll keep an eye on their positions as they go around on the lap. Yeah, you've got to seriously manhandle this BMW. I found it extremely difficult, but I did manage to get a 133, a low 133 lap time. Mark Antle's still up by about a 1/10.5 as he starts sector 3. Oh, just hangs on to it. Did he go too far? I think he went too far. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time there, so that's his delta out the window. Bernard King, he's close, but he is dropping off on his delta. Morgan McCall going quicker here in the dying moments with just a minute left. He's in the middle of sector 2, about to start sector 3. It's going around the back end through Druid's corner. Very tricky double-hander this, double right-hander. Down this little short chute to Lodge corner and over the Deer Leap as you can see. Oh, he misses his apex there. Oh, he runs a little wide, a little hump here. Over Deer Leap onto the start finish line, and Morgan in 4th, and he doesn't improve, stays in 4th place. Paul Fenter, he's slightly up in his Bentley. He's a 10th up as he goes halfway through. No, he's not. He's still in the first sector. He's just arriving at Shell Oil's corner. No, he's not. I beg yours. Through Druid's corner. He is almost to the end. If he can just get around the final corner, he'll pick up a 10th or 2. Hangs on to it, but no, he's lost time there. Currently 15th. And he doesn't improve. He stays where he is. That's his quali done. Qualifying is officially over, except for those out on a lap. Cody Sherritt on a lap. He's in 6th. Is this going to help him improve? It does. He goes up 1 position. So Cody goes up into 5th. So we have brothers here in the top 5. Jordan Sherritt and Cody Sherritt, Junior McCall and Morgan McCall, with Christian Deploy right in the middle of all of them. There we go. Let's see if anybody else is maybe on a quick lap. I don't see any green figures here at all. Morgan's still out on the lap. Christian here on his lap. Bernard King's on a lap. No one's going any quicker, unfortunately. Does Christian improve? No, he stays where he is. Morgan's abandoned his lap. And that is that, as they say. So there we have your final qualifications. Sherritt and McCall. Front row. This is going to be an interesting race. Let's see if Junior can handle Jordan at the start. Try and get in front of him and hold him up. I'm going to take us for a fast ad break while we wait for the whole system to change over. I'll be back with you shortly. Right, we're back. There we go. There's the grid. Looking good. 80k cars on the front row of the grid. Jordan against the pits. Next to him on the outside is Junior. On the inside next to the pits is Christian Deploy's Bentley. On the outside is Morgan McCall's Bentley. A big Mercedes. 80k Mercedes. And then Cody Sherritt, the white Mercedes on the inside near the pit lane, and behind Morgan McCall's Mercedes you can see the Aston Martin of Luke Addison. So there's your top 6, and good looking field of cars. When you look at it from here, you can see the new Paul Fenter car back there. There it is. You can see the BW Black Widow racing cars further at the back. It's an Aston and the purple and green of the McLaren. Also Kinetic Simworks liveries. I think liveries are so important. Like George G-Max, I like making a whole lot of noise about the liveries. I think it just makes what a racing car looks like. Right, down 2. Engines will fire up here at 30 seconds counting. Then they go round for the usual pace lap. And we'll be starting. On the YouTube, good evening Bernard. Hello Ken, welcome back. And JC Krobler, how's it? Just in time, gents. I think we're going to have some interesting racing here this evening. There we go. Getting some lights flashing, cars coming down off the jacks. You can hear the engines firing up. Jordan Sherritt will lead us off. You can hear him dragging his brakes. He does that to warm up the brakes quickly, which also then helps to warm up the tires. Love this new view. This is the new helmet visor view. How's it, David, on the YouTube? And Rucker Boss, yes, I agree. The liveries are important. And Ken naturally supporting the Italian boys, Luke and Tariq. And everyone, thank you for joining. You are here for round 6 of the Custom Cut RT Solutions GT3 Championship. We are in the last quarter of this championship. 3 races left, this one and 2 more. And are we going to see anybody manage to rein in the ever quick Jordan Sherritt? Is Junior going to maybe try and jump him here at the start and hold him up? Maybe even Mr. Deploy, or we'll see Luke Addison or Sean Stradham try and get the jump from further back, 3rd row of the grid. Tariq Adam got a lot of work to do from 12th place. JC Krobler is supporting Ken. Cool. So you can say it's the 80k guys versus the Hybrid Academy guys versus the GTWR guys versus the BWR guys. A whole bunch of guys here tonight. I think we need to get some women into this racing league. Right, as everyone starts getting a rapid heartbeat, everyone gets booked up. I'm going to sit probably Christian deploys car and helicam view, and hopefully we'll bring the first kind of whole lap, and we'll be able to get an idea of who's who and what's going on. Second row of the goods, always good to follow. Can see ahead and can see behind. Right, all up to pace, everyone in the right places. That Cody Sherritt's a bit bad, and Nkubi gets a drive through straight away, so he was in a wrong position. But we're off into T1. They all go round there nice and easily, and Junior's slotted into second, but he's right there trying to get a good drive into T3, long left-hander, and then they head down past the lake on the left-hand side and down to the Shell Oils hairpin. Little bit of concertina effect, but great driving, as you can see. Everyone nose to tail, no contact anywhere. Now coming up to this little chicane, tricky little chicane, and look at that, Mr. Deploy in the Bentley pushing hard through there, closing in. Morgan McCall also right there just behind him. Right, next chicane. This one's a little bit more serious. Big left right, and then this heavy right hander with a huge bump on the inside apex. You take too much of that apex and you facing the cars coming towards you. And we go up over this double left hander, then a little break, and then the double right hander. Druids Trek corner this, collect the two apexes perfectly, and then down we go into the final corner, and that's a lap, as they say. It's just V8s, Mercedes, Bentley, Mercedes, Aston. And Tina comes straight in to deal with his drive-through. Very finicky. If you're a little bit out of position on this track, you get a drive-through. It happened to me yesterday, amazingly, but anyway. Right, Junior's pushing. He is trying to hang on to Jordan and put him under a bit of pressure. They swing hard through the hairpin and now head into this sector 2 through this little left-right chicane. Silly chicane. It was only purely put there to slow the superbikes down, and the GT cars race around the chicanes. Otherwise it's a long straight all the way up, and a few heavy accidents caused the track owners etc. to put the chicanes in. Right, Junior pushing hard. We'll come back and see what's happening here. Just going down to 12th place if I can. Paul Kerber. A lot of issues going on here. A train of cars actually. Hard on the brakes as they come through the final corner. Henrik de Vet here in 18th place. Kinetic Simworks Racing, and he's looking at the back of Diane de Villiers in his Porsche, and he's got Jacques Vermeulen showing a lot of interest there as well. So this also very tricky. Big left-hander with a huge bounce just as you come into it. Oh, and just up ahead there's a whole lot of action going on. Catch up, cameraman. Oh, they're side by side here. It's Christopher Radloff. Paul Fenter in his Bentley getting hassled by oh, that's close as they go through there. Great looking shot though. So Tariq Adam with Bernard King, Paul Fenter, Radloff, they're all here. Tariq Adam holding up this Bentley, and Paul looking to try and go through. He is on the inside of Tariq. Oh, nice clean racing, no contact. Oh, they are side by side. Two abreast almost. Ball goes through. Tariq furiously flashing at the man. But a pass is a pass. Tariq sliding the McLaren. Oh, and he's got hammered and he's gone off into the... He's gone off into the tyre barrier. I don't think there was any contact there, but it looked like he was just sliding around. I think I might have a little bit of replay there. There you can see them coming up the hill. And as they start the right-hander, watch the McLaren. There. And he's sliding, and you try to rectify it, and he's off. So, bad luck there. Right, quickly back to the front of the grid, and here's Jordan. I saw some dramas at the back there. Oh, Daniel Rowe in the McLaren. He's right under the wing of Mr. Addison. So no changes in your top five, but Daniel Rowe's here and he's attacking. And Sean Stradham's coming with him, as is Paul Gabber. So it's Aston Martin's from 5th, 7th, 8th. Guys are pushing hard. See, the tyre barrier's already been bumped. Hey, DDDZA. How's it, man? And Rakabosh saying, go Team SA. It's South Africa versus the Sherritt brothers. Oh, hang on. We're missing one. We've lost him. Where is Cody Sherritt? I've missed that. Oh, he's all the way down here in 24th. He's had a huge problem somewhere. So we didn't see that happen, but he has dropped out of the top 5, 10, 15. In fact, he's in 24th. Tariq Adam in the pits doing quick repairs to that McLaren. Hunters will get it done and dusted now. He's going to do a drive back from there, I'm sure. Mercedes looks okay for Cody, but wow, he's a long way back. So we missed that. Dwayne Hall up into 13th place in his McLaren. Looking up ahead at Mr. Oosthuizen. DJ Skywalker 3, where is Janneman Price? That is a good question. He is not here tonight. Can't tell you where he is. Jacques Vermeulen, here he is, and Sean Skitt in his Ferrari. These guys were two abreast around the hairpin. Just trying to see who's overtaking who here. Oh, Mark Antl's also down here. So the big BMW's down in 21st. It's just a train of cars as far as the eye can see. Luke Addison, what is going on here in 6th place? He was super close on the back of Mr. Rowe, and Sean Stradham's right behind him as well. So Luke Addison attracting a lot of attention here. Sean Stradham in a draft. Not a long enough strain to do anything about it, but he's certainly attacking and pushing young Luke. We'll go on a lap here with Luke. You can see his view. He's got the horizon unhooked, so it flops around left to right as his head's moving essentially. Great realistic look. However, I kind of think I'm overturning or underturning when I run like this and drive off the track. Clearly it works for him. So Daniel Rowe up into 5th with the unfortunate demise of Cody Sherritt, who I'm sure will drive back from down there. Tina Kubi in 23rd. He's done his drive through and he's out and running. Let's see who's got a very close delta here, and I mean very close. It's down there at the bottom. Sean Stradham certainly hanging on to the back of Luke Addison and trying to pressurize him into making a mistake. Rakaboss, you're definitely right. It is a very tricky track. We'll go on board here with this right-hander. It's got a huge bump in the middle. Then you've got a blind right-hander going down the hill, and there's a huge bump in the braking spot right there. And if you get that wrong, it throws the car out for this left-hander, and you run wide onto the grass, and then you're in a whole world of pain. It's not an easy track, man. For a quick lap time, you've got to go around that little left-hander almost flat out, and it just wants to spit the car out to the right-hand side into the tie barriers on the inside of the hairpin. And I've seen a few cars come to a standing dead halt against those tire barriers. Good quality driving here tonight, though. Everybody's pretty much okay, except for that moment for Tariq. Etienne Kleb and Jason McGregor in the pits. I don't think they've left the pits. I think those are disconnects, or they've retired from the race. Mr. Stradham still looking at the back of Luke Addison. We'll come back and see what's going on here. I'm going down to Mr. Johan Bego Krobler in 17th, and he's on the back of Mr. Vermeulen in the older liveried Bentley. And he's working hard to hold Mr. Baker. He's got to run defensive here into the final corner. Johan trying to find a way through. It's not an easy track to pass. It really isn't. It's going to come down to guys making big mistakes, getting their cars in the wrong places, etc., etc. This corner, super tough to get around here quickly. And then carry all the momentum and speed down this little straight. The lake is here on the right-hand side. And then this fast left-hander here, which you have to take flat out. And you can see the cars head towards that inside apex. There's the lake in the background. So Johan pushing, and Jacques Vermeulen holding on and defending as much as he can. So look at that, we've got Cody Sherritt and Tariq Adam at the back of the grid, 24th and 25th. Oh, behind there's a BW car. It wasn't that car, it was Mark. Yep. Janse van Rensburg in the BWR McLaren going past, or lapping the Ferrari, I'd say. No, it's Sean Skitter, not lapping. Sean Skitter's had a huge problem with his car, and he has just dropped down 6-7 positions in the yellow and black Ferrari. There's Tariq on his way. Next man up the road is Mark Anto. He's having a problem with his BMW. In fact, they're all past Mark Anto. He's had a huge problem as well that we missed. So Mark Anto now right at the back of the grid. Cody Sherritt, here he is in 23rd, and he is arriving on the back of Heinrich de Wet's Aston Martin. And Cody busy driving back as best he can. Okay, so let's see what's going on up at the shop end of the stick. There we have Mr. Jordan Sherritt, not too far back, in fact 1.5 seconds. Junior McCall with Christian Deploy another 1.2 seconds further back, and those three have ducked the field. Here is Morgan McCall, and he's almost 7 seconds back in 4th place. And Daniel Rowe hanging on to the back of him, 3 seconds back. Then it gets very close. Luke Addison and Sean Stradham, here they are, and just behind them you've also got Paul Gabbe and Paul Fenter. So 2 close dices rounds out your top 10. And oh, Luke Addison, he's almost looking to have to run defensives. That's how close Mr. Stradham is in his Aston Martin. Some good racing here. Ooh. I have no clue what that was. That sounded like a gunshot going off at the track, and it was in my headphones. Wow, sorry about that. Oh, they're getting close. Yeah, Luke Addison's going to be under... He is under a pile of pressure. He's got to make that Aston as wide as he can. I think Sean Stradham's trying to find a gap because Paul Gerber's arriving, and as is Paul Fenter. They're all here. Now you got to start working out how to actually make an overtake stick. Paul Fenter climbs out of the toe, then falls back in line. Nothing he can do, but it did make Paul Gerber look a little bit weird there, and he had to take an evasive line through that chicane, which has allowed him to drop back a bit. So Paul Gerber might have a drive here. I beg your pardon, Paul Fenter. Sean Stradham also trying to get a drive on through these two corners. Oh, Mr. Fenter running very wide there in his Bentley. Very, very frustrating track, because when you're this evenly matched, it is extremely difficult to overtake. These four at the moment, the closest race on the track by far. Oh, Mr. Fenter in the Bentley getting a little bit squirrely. Reminder, you're watching the Custom Cut IT Solutions GT3 Championship here, live from Alton Park, and our co-sponsors RaceFace, Statement Watches, and Resource Complete. Ten laps in, and we're coming down to the hour of this 80-minute race, so just on 20 minutes done. A couple of drivers have completed pit stops due to unforeseen errors and problems. But we'll see if there's any other tactics as we drop down closer to the 40-minute mark, 20 minutes from now. Just dropping back to Bago Krobler. He is also super close on the back of Mr. Vermeulen's Bentley and trying to work out a way to get past here. Oh. Put a piece of litmus paper between those two cars, they were so close. First, second and third still within a few seconds of each other. I think, to be honest, Jordan Sherritt's probably just managing the time, but Junior is certainly doing the best of the rest, if I can put it that way, and he's only 1.5 seconds back. If Jordan has to have a big problem somewhere, Junior will be all over him. Etosi, the Aston Cup. I don't know about that. More like the Mercedes Cup at this rate. Got 3 here, and a Bentley and a McLaren. But just behind them, 6, 7, 8, there's the Astons for sure. Oh, we just missed it. Has Paul Gerber gone through? He has. So Paul Gerber's just gone past Paul Fenter. Oh no, he hasn't, sorry. That's how they work. Yeah, 3 Astons. Okay. Nothing missed, don't worry. Sean Stradham looking. So, Ken, how's your nerves out there, buddy? I wonder if Ken drinks anything. beers or any whiskies? And if you do, how many have you had since the start of this race? Oh, here comes Mr. Kerber. Here comes Mr. Kerber looking at the back of Stratum. Oh, they close in through the hairpin. It's a good race to watch this. Good clean racing by all drivers concerned. Super tricky track. And yeah, as Rakabas said just now, these curbs, there are a couple of curbs that will help you certainly to unseat a tire bead, and you'll get a slow deflation happening. And there are a good couple of sections here where you have to go over the curb, so it does happen. Remember, if there's any interested parties wishing to get involved in this kind of sim racing, pop on over to www.RaceFace.pro. There you'll get a sign up form, you'll get an invite to the Discord channel. Sign up, join up. There's a whole bunch of different leagues, and come and enjoy some good clean racing, sim racing. Mr. Stratum was definitely looking there. He's almost getting to the point now. Oh, and well, Luke Addison ran very deep through the hairpin. If Sean Stratum carried more momentum, he could have done a lick and send up the inside there and at least been next to Luke Addison, but he's doing super well. Oh, and he gets a huge tank slapper there, and that allows Mr. Kerber to close in, and this is forcing Sean Stratum to run defensive for the next chicane. Oh, they try and go two abreast, and that's not going to work. Paul Kerber's run badly through there. Comes back on the track right next to the Bentley. There's a little bit of contact. All good. They get back on the track, and off we go. It was close. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Fenter's flashing away. He kind of maybe felt that he should have been ahead. With Mr. Kerber going almost through that chicane, but it's all good for now. A little bit of rubbing. Has however spread these guys out a bit now, so we'll have to we'll come back and see what's what in a couple of laps time. Gonna pop down to Cody Sherritt, who is in the pits, so this must be his compulsory stop. Tariq Adam, he is a long ways back, 2 laps down and struggling, so I think Tariq's just written tonight off as a bad deal. So everybody's coming through now for the start of lap 14. Saw just some cars standing still, but it was just the long shot of the camera shot there. Mr. Radloff looking ahead at Mr. Bernard King, this gap under a second. So Christopher Radloff in the big Lexus, Kinetic Simworks Racing, and he's chasing. Good stuff. Ken saying nothing to worry about. Luke's looking after the tires, so Luke's just managing his tires and that pace. Sounds good. Ken sounding super confident there. Cheers to you, sir. Sean Skitter looking up ahead at Ryan Ottens. So Sean Skitter trying to recover from a little bit of an issue in the early part of the race in his Ferrari. And he's closing in quickly on Ryan Ottens in the big green and black Aston Martin. Oh, and that's just what I said. Oh, you don't want that to happen. Oh, look at that. Alright, he caught it, but that was just bad luck. That's what happens when you get out of shape coming through that fast right-hander. Gonna go and oh, he does recover, bounces over the curbs. Let's go and watch that on replay. And you can see he's kind of lined up, turns in maybe a little late, misses the apex, and the car just drifts out, and he's on the grass, hard on the brakes, gets to the sand trap and manages to hold up and not cause any damage. Bad luck there, Mr. Skitter. Keep going. Right, lap 16. Here we have Mr. Sherritt going through the hairpin into the second sector. Junior following suit, hammering over those chicane curbs. And Jordan Sherritt about to arrive in some traffic. Ryan Ottens in the pits, as I can see, in 19th place. I'm going to stick here with Jordan Sherritt. We'll actually go on board with him for a bit. And see the smoothness that is this man. You've got to give credit where it's due. I've been watching Jordan a number of times, various races. He has amazing speed, and he just seems to be so smooth. The cars sound so smooth. And it's going to be imperative to see how he gets through the traffic. So Jordan Sherritt's best lap is a 133.2. His last lap was a 133.8. He's half a second off his quickest lap time. That's how close he is in consistency laps. Quickest man on the track. Closely followed though by Junior, 133.2. His last lap a 134.4. So he's dropping off now. He'll need to pick up his pace if he wants to try and use the back markers for some assistance in passing Mr. Sherritt. I mean, it's almost like a replay. The line he takes, how the car behaves, it's I'm sure there's a word for it, I just can't think of it right now. Consistent. Absolutely nails the apexes through that double right-hander. Down to the final right-hander now. Sharp right-hand curve. Perfectly carries the pace over that brow. Onto the start-finish line. And this lap is a 134.1. So it was a little bit slower here. Half a second off the previous lap. Oh, and he runs a little bit deep there. So that could have been an off-track excursion. I agree with you, Ken. Jordan Sherritt is officially a bot. He is not human. He is a bot. Paul Fenter. He is still looking at the back of... No, hang on. We're missing a car here. The Paul Fenter's passed one of the Astons. One of the Astons is gone here. Paul Gerber, he's pitted. So Paul Gerber's pitted early and he's out in 21st. You can see him at the bottom of the timing screens. Paul Gerber's done his pit stop. He's over and dusted out the way. Obviously, that's another way of hoping to try and get the undercut. If you held up in traffic, Sean Strader might or should possibly consider that right behind Luke Addison. This gap is extended and opened up. It's now 1.8 seconds. In fact, Paul Fenter is closing in now on Sean Strader. Bernard King not too far back. He is all over the back of Radloff here, and Christopher Radloff possibly needing to run defensive lines now in the Lexus, which has allowed Bernard King to close right up. Kinetic Simworks Racing team, also great looking liveries, serious racing looking cars. Looking all the way back down to 23rd on the timing screens, and I'll tell you what, Cody Sherritt's still in the pits. In fact, Cody Sherritt has withdrawn, so that's the end of one of the Sherritts. He's just chilling there, he's had enough. But good to see another new name here out and racing. I'm sure we'll see him back at possibly Kyle Lamy or Imola, one of the next two rounds. So Rick Adam, he is still circulating, albeit a lap down, and he's keeping company with Ryan Ottens and Jacques Vermeulen. They've all done their pit stops, as has Paul Cabber, so they're going to just drive back and should jump up a good couple of positions when all the drivers ahead of them do their pit stops. Daniel de Villiers doing very well in his Porsche. Holding on to 12th place. Oh, as I say, that commentator's curse. He runs very wide. But he's showing some serious interest in 11th place, and Van Wyk is watching his mirrors. Paul Fenter into the pits with his Bentley. So Paul Fenter doing an early pit stop. Well, not so early. They we're in pit windows, and this is 40 minutes is halfway through this race. So I expect to see a lot more cars come in now. Paul Fenter, we'll see where he comes out. He wasn't too far ahead of Jacques Vermeulen and Mr. Paul Gerber, these two cars. So we'll see where Paul Fenter comes out the pits. Here comes Paul Gerber now. Paul Fenter should be rolling at least. There he is. And so he has an undercut happening. Mr. Gerber goes right past him and runs very wide as he goes around. That'll be an off-track excursion. And there you can see Mr. Fenter coming out the pits. So that's a little bit of a net loss for Paul Fenter. Jacques Vermeulen, his teammate, he's falling in just behind him. Here he is. We'll see just ahead of him the yellow Bentley, his teammate up the road. And that's Jordan Sherritt that's passing back marker. So Jordan Sherritt's lapped up to 22nd. Thirteenth place. Bit of a lonely race for Bertus Janse van Rensburg here. Runs a little deep in the Black Widow Racing McLaren. And there's Christopher Radloff in the pits from 10th place. So here we go. We're in the pit, the normal pit window, mid-race. And we're going to see a couple of cars, and the pit lane should get very active now. Hanbega Krobler in 11th place, having a bit of a lonely drive. It's actually Hannes van Wyk I wanted to click on. And we missed the pass. Daniel de Villiers in his Porsche has actually passed the Aston Martin. So we didn't see that happen. But and Junior's in the pits from second, sorry. So Junior comes in. He's going to get his pit stop out the way. He's static, refueling in at 45, so he's just over a 50%, like 52% split. Should be rolling shortly. Luke Addison, he goes through. In 5th place, he's managed to put 3 seconds between him and Sean Straden behind. Bernard King into the pits from 13th. Dwayne Hall looking at the back of Mr. Oosthuizen. This is McLaren on McLaren, and this gap is only half a second, so Dwayne Hall looking to try and make a move on Peter Oosthuizen. Oh, just behind that we see Tino Nkubi in his Mercedes, and he's got, I think it was Tariq. No, yes it was Tariq Adam in his McLaren. And Tariq seriously struggling. Tino Nkubi was all through the rough and on the grass and in the sand, and yet he's still ahead of Tariq Adam, who is obviously a lap down. So this is car's just not working for him here tonight, that's for certain. Right, so Junior McCall, the fastest of the leaders, if I can put it that way. Oh, and Peter Oosthuizen runs deep. This is allowing Dwayne to come up the inside, and he's up against the pit lane as they go down to T1. Pulls back in line. Does he come out again? He doesn't. He stays there. Oh, it was a big chance there. Yeah, this tricky left-hander down to the hairpin. Karen seemed to go through there no problem. Hard braking to get around here nicely and not get caught up in that corner. Does kind of suck you out and in if you're too tight. End up spinning around unnecessarily. And then these chicanes. Dwayne Hall closes right up on that second apex. On we go now. Here's the second chicane. Better get a nice line through here, then swing it out left, then go around the right-handed. Don't hit that apex too hard. And he runs wide there, Mr. Oosthuizen, as we see, and that allows Dwayne Hall to go past. Tino Nkubi closes right up, so he's now got to run defensive, and Tino Nkubi's going around the outside down the back straight. They break side by side. Peter Oosthuizen is going to have his line a little bit compromised, but manages to hang on to it. Is he going to the pits? He is. Ooh, good braking. Well stopped. There's a whole bunch of cars. Look here. Bagger Krobler's in the pits. Janssen van Rensburg is in the pits. Oosthuizen's in the pits. Skitter's in the pits. Getting busy. Christian Deploy now in net second place. Bentley's going to literally go far. Probably brimmed it, and they will. You'll probably come and do a pit stop and a splash and dash something 5 minutes from the end. And Morgan McCall comes into the pits. It's our second of the McCall brothers. And Morgan's in from third place. Paul Gerber's having a huge dice here. He's looking at the back of Jan Baker Grobler, who runs deep. Oh, Johan's had a huge problem through the chicane, and Paul Gerber just goes right past him. That was full position. That's 13th and 14th. So this is Johan's first out lap after pitting. Still getting the tires sorted and settling back into the car. And he's lost a position there. So Junior and Morgan are now 6th and 7th respectively. Morgan's still a little bit ways back, that 7-second gap, and Jordan Scherer comes into the pits from the lead. He's already braked, as has here comes Christian Duploy in the background in the Bentley. So he stops right in front, one box in front. And here comes another car into the pits. That looks like it's Daniel Rowe for Hybrid Academy in the McLaren. So, and he's right in the middle. Wow. So let's see how long these pit stops are now. Sherrod should roll before Christian Duploy's Bentley. There in the background we also see Sean Stradham's Aston. There goes Jordan. He rolls, drops the pit limiter, and he's out. And here comes, this is close. There's Junior. Wow, the gap's close. Junior is right behind him. There goes Jordan, there's Junior. So Junior pitting early, Jordan must have been caught in traffic. And this has brought about a huge dice happening again. So let's keep our eyes on this race. Great little dice happening here. See if Junior can make Jordan make a mistake or force the issue and get by somehow. Oh, this is good racing here. Jordan seemingly needing to run defensive up the middle of the track. Does move across for the braking into the next chicane. Junior gets a really good line through there and through here. If he might have this on the long back straight down to the last corner actually. We're going to go to the helicam view. Needs to now get this perfect through here. Had to have another extra brake there, and that's pushed him a little bit off the back. Closes into Jordan into the final corner. Through they go. So Junior on the attack. Possibly something can happen here if he can string a lap together. That's literally a perfect racing line all the way around. Jordan ran a little wide there. And any traffic that these two come up to now is it's going to have an effect on this race. Into the hairpin they go. Good race to watch here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Luke Addison, our new leader at the moment, while these guys are busy fighting each other. And I don't think it's necessarily slowing them down, but Junior's last lap was a 134.9 in comparison to 133.2s. Jordan now getting temp into the tires, getting them up to optimum pressures. This is his first flying lap since the out lap, so we'll see what this lap time is. He goes over the line and does a 133.7, Junior 134.1. So struggling to run close to. Jordan ran a little bit deep through T1 again. I wonder if he's carrying any track warnings. Blue flags are being waved at a number of drivers. In the background, there's also a dice here. This is Christian Deploy and Morgan McCall. Morgan's not too far back. Christian Deploy in the Bentley. He goes past Aston Martin, and Morgan McCall's only 2.2 seconds back. Going Hall in the pits. So Luke Addison running long distance here, and he's going to hope to, while he's running in clear air, put in the best lap times he can. He's running 135.6 as his last lap, his best, a 134.7. So Luke carrying ballast and obviously struggling with the extra weight. But in saying that, Jordan Sherritt's also carrying 30 kilos of weight, and he's putting in super lap times. Right, so we come up to traffic. This is going to be another chance now for Junior. If depending on where Morgan catches this traffic, is going to define how quick he can get past and whether, yeah. Jordan's flashing, he's letting them know he's coming and he's in a race. Not close enough yet. Aston moves over and Jordan cruises past. Aston's going to be there when Junior arrives, so he's going to have to follow that Aston around the hairpin, and I'm sure he'll get out the way then. So that's one done. Yeah, we've got Mr. Skit up the road. Junior now arriving on the Aston. The Aston comes up to the chicane, goes through the chicane. And Junior's through. So not too big a gap. 1.1 seconds. Next up is Mr. Skit in the Ferrari, and he'll be seeing this happen. Jordan will eventually give him a little flash. Well done, Mr. Skitter. He sees the flash, sees the blue flags, does the gentleman thing, pulls out the racing line and does the same thing for young Junior. And Mr. Radloff back in the pits from 20th, although he's already done a pit. So he's had a problem. Jordan felt the need to brake twice through that long corner, and Mr. Skitter running very deep in the background. And he's off the track there. Got to come back on the track sometime, sir. Lots of lawn mowing going on here. This is an expensive Italian lawnmower. Oh no, oh, almost ran wide again. Almost headed to those tire barriers. Paul Fenter on the back of Johan Bego Grobler, and they start lap 30. There's half an hour left in this race, and here we have another awesome dice to watch. And that's Sean Stradham, not too far up the road ahead of them. So this is the race for 9th, 10th and 11th, and they run a little bit wide, both of them. Oh dear, that's what I was telling you about. When you hit that tire barrier, it's you come to an abrupt halt, and that Bentley has been seriously panel beaten. It is broken. Is he driving it back, or is he gonna... Oh dear. So that's Paul Fenter stuck in the pits. Bego Grobler, he's carrying on. We caught that on replay. Let's go and see what happens. Yeah, they come down the straight. Paul looks up the inside, falls back in. They both turn in late. The cars run out wide, get on the grass. Once you're there, it's no man's land. A punt happens and Paul hits the tyre barrier and comes to an abrupt halt. Bad luck, sir. Jan Bego, you can see the damage from the punt at the back. Hello, Mr. Ryan Barrington Smith. Yeah, they were close. Unfortunately, that was the end of that. But Sean Stradham clear out on 9th now. Paul Gabbers up the road by a good couple of seconds. Jacques Vermeulen, however, he is now arriving on the back of Bego Grobler, who I'm sure is carrying a little bit of damage in that McLaren. So he's not going to be as quick as he wants. Luke Addison still your leader, but yet to pit. And Jordan Sherritt 9 seconds back, so he will inherit the lead again. Junior McCall 2 seconds further back in second place. And Vermeulen now looking at Bego. Bego's definitely lifting a little now through that left-hander, so he doesn't have that issue again. Ryan, how come are you not racing here tonight, sir? Bertus Janssen van Rensburg for Black Widow Racing, not too far back. And here comes Mr. Vermeulen in the Bentley. He's going up the inside to the next chicane. Bertus has to turn in at some point. And on they go through the chicane. But Jacques Vermeulen definitely a lot quicker. And Bertus will be struggling with that McLaren after the damage. Okay. So I have some inside information for you here. I can tell you officially Luke Addison is he's only going to be pitting next week. He doesn't see the need to pit now. Yeah, Jacques in the Bentley clearly a lot quicker, and Bertus just going to try and do some damage limitation and hang on to as many positions as he can after that impact with the outside tyre barrier and the rear end from the Bentley. Mr. Bernard King down in 20th. And Tariq Adam still circulating and doing his utmost down in 21st here. And driving as hard as he can with the tools he has at hand. Paul Fenter still in the pits, so he hasn't come out yet. With the escape to pits, he would have been stuck there for at least 2.5 minutes, and now he's just exited the pits. There he comes in the background. So Paul Fenter comes out in 23rd place and literally almost last. So there was a heavy impact with that tire barrier. Right, the three of these guys now. Jan Bego Grobler still hanging on to his position, but Vermeulen's there in the Bentley, and Bertus Janssen van Rensburg's closed in. So 11, 12, 13th, we've got a dice again. Got it, Ryan. Yeah, not an easy track, man. Seriously. Got to spend a few hours to get the line right and deal with the bumps and the car setup. It's 4x4 track, man. Seriously. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg also going to want to get past now. He has arrived, and clearly Jan Bago, his last lap a 136.0, so his quickest was a 134.6, so he's carrying at least 1.5 to 2 seconds worth of damage. And Jacques Vermeulen struggling to actually get the pass done. "25 minutes left." Sure, and Jacques runs very wide there, gives a little bit of a gap to Johan Bago Krobler. Bertus now closing in. Black Widow Racing McLaren is also quick, and he is now all over the back of Jacques Vermeulen's Bentley. Exactly. Luke, liked your strategy on no pit until the very last dying moments. You did have me completely. So, and as I say that, he's still out. I just couldn't see his name. I wasn't sure where he was. So, Luke and Mark Anto in the BM running very long. 74 minutes is the window. 76 minutes after race start, sorry. So, can't see a time anywhere that shows how long the race has been going for, but only what's left. But we'll know soon. Coming back to this dice here for 11th, 12th, 13th. It's really happening here. And Bertus Janssen van Rensburg trying to work out a way to get past this Bentley. Oh, and the Bentley's again arrived on the back of Bago. So Johan Bago Krobler is struggling. We'll be seeing some action happen here shortly. Just a friendly reminder, you're watching the Custom Cut RT Solutions GT3 Championship. Round number 6 of 8. This is Alton Park. And, oh dear, Bertus Janssen van Rensburg almost ran off the track there. So he's now dropped right off the back. 2 more rounds after this. We've got Kyalami. Everybody loves Kyalami. Home track for all of us. And that's next. And after Kyalami, it is Imola. So 2 more good racing rounds to go before we come to the end and the conclusion of round 6 of this season 7. And look here we have the Bentleys on the outside. Johan Bago Krobler is running defensive down the middle of the track. Little bit of contact, but the Bentley has to turn in. It was a very stern message from Johan Bago Krobler. And Jacques Vermeulen going to have to rethink that passing move. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg again now all over the back of the Bentley. And here we go, onwards to start lap 36 with these guys. Jacques Vermeulen's flashing away in the Bentley. He is seriously, he's not happy after that little incident through the chicane, and he's going to arrive, lick it, stick it, and send it, I'm sure. Yo. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg's right here, and oh, he's doing a lick it and send it. Oh, he hammers right over that curb. I'm amazed he had brakes. I thought he was going to run into the back of the Bentley, as did Jacques Vermeulen, but they all come out of it unscathed. It was super close. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, hard brakes. Wow. Gee whiz. I'm not too sure who to watch here. Jacques Vermeulen's flashing away. And Jan Krobler is certainly not going to be getting out the way as we see Mark Anto coming out the pits. Finally pitting with the big BM. And he's right in amongst this. And oh, now we got a four-way dice going on here. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg's probably going, what the heck? Where did the BMW come from? Gee whiz. Oh, the Bentley getting all squirrely as he comes through that fast left-hander. Mark Antel, everyone hard on the brakes. This is some awesome racing. I'm enjoying this. I'm sure Mark Antel didn't think he was going to come out into such the thick of things, and he's right in amongst it here, having to run defensive. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg looking, but not looking. Pulls back in lines, only a single line through here. Really enjoying this. Right, Luke Addison still out, but Jordan Sherrod's closed that lead down to a second. It was 9 seconds just now. So Luke seriously struggling, but he's got to pit at some point. It's down to 18 minutes. Got a helicam as we watch Vermeulen and Bego Krobler. Bego doing tremendously well after that huge collision earlier. Paul Fenter back in the pits with the Bentley. We can see at the bottom of the timing screen in 23rd. Ryan Ottens has officially disconnected, and there we go. Luke Addison into the pits. So in he comes from the lead. We'll see where he's going to come out. He will probably want to, or hopefully be in the top 6, top 7 if possible. Should be ahead of Daniel Rowe in 6th place. As we still watching Jacques Vermeulen trying to work out how to actually get past Bego Krobler's McLaren. Oh dear, we've lost. Who have we lost? Oh, we've lost someone. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg. Where did he go? He fell off the back somewhere. Here he is. Yeah, Daryl Hall in fact actually went past him, so you can't see him there in the background, but he's fallen off a good few seconds. Right, Luke Addison's out, and he is round about Daniel Rowe. Wow, he's half a second behind Daniel Rowe. Let's go and have a look. There we go. So Luke out, and he's out net 6th. I think he was there or thereabouts before the pit stop. So Daniel Rowe up into 5th. Luke Addison 6th. Sean Stradham a good few seconds back in 7th place. Gonna go back to this race here. Keen to see how Jacques Vermeulen works this out, and if Mark Antel's also going to try and take advantage. Oh, Christian Deploy in 4th place. He's half a second off the back of Morgan McCall. Did a position change here? I think it did. Let's go a few positions. No, he was in 4th place. It's just closed in a little bit. Yeah, Morgan McCall's closed in the best part of 3.5 seconds on the back of Christian Deploy. And he has in fact... Yeah. It's close. Junior McCall, 4.5 seconds back off our leader now, Jordan Sherritt, as he comes over the start-finish line with just under 15 minutes to go. Starts lap 41. His last lap now 1:34.1, so within 0.6 of his quickest lap time. Junior comes over the line through T1, and his last lap a 1:34.6. Morgan McCall, he comes through in 3rd, a 1:34.1, and Christian Deploy 1.6 seconds back, a 1:37. So Christian Deploy definitely had a problem on that last lap, and I think that's where Morgan made the pass. Jacques Vermeulen still looking at the back, and he's run wide, and Mark Antel's now going, yes, I'll have some of this. And the BM is arriving. There was a prime example of Mr. Jacques Vermeulen dropping his guard and his concentration, running a little bit wide through the exit of the 2nd chicane. And that allowed Mark Antel to close right up. Yeah, Paul Fenter unfortunately has called it quits. So he's retired. He's not enjoying Alton Park. Ryan Artens is also retired. So last man running is Mr. Sean Skitter. 22 drivers left. I think we started with 28. So quite a high attrition rate, but nonetheless. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg, after having a huge dice up at 11th, 12th with Bega Grobler for Vermeulen, he's now just lapping down in 21st, trying to drive back up. He must have had a massive moment somewhere. Fourth place, going through the traffic. Morgan McCall's just got through. Here comes Christian Deploy in his Bentley. He goes past and says thank you. Hannes van Beek here in 17th for Black Widow Racing Centaurs. Heinrich de Wet, Kinetic Simworks Racing in 15th place. Just let his teammate go by a couple of seconds back ago. And Bernard King, not too far back behind him. 10 minutes, give or take a few seconds, and these three are still stuck together here. Johan Bega Grobler hanging on to his 10th place. Jacques Vermeulen driving the Bentley and trying to work out how to get past, and Mark Anto, who had a very late pit stop and found himself right in the thick of things here in 12th place. Be interesting to see now in the last 10 minutes if we see any DTs come up on the screen or any drive-throughs for any drivers doing one too many off-track excursions. They usually kind of crop up towards the end of a race, and on this technical track I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of drivers carrying some warnings, I'm certain. Jacques Vermeulen probably wondering exactly how he can get past this McLaren. He's been here now for the past at least 20 to 30 minutes. Ooh. Had a look, had a send, had a lockup, had a slide. Here comes Mark Antel. Oh, he's in big trouble now. Mark Antel is all over him. In fact, Mark Antel's going past. There's a little bit. Oh, he's not. They're going side by side through T1. And Mark Anto will now have the apex onto the left-hander as they go down the hill if he stays out here. And he doesn't. He brakes and pulls in behind him. So Jacques Vermeulen had a huge moment there. He was very squirrely through the last corner, and that allowed Antel's BM to close right in. And here he is again as they go through this fast left-hander. Still good racing to watch. Mark Antel driving the BM very well. Mark Antel is teammates with Dwayne Hall for Retro Slipstream. And he is seriously watching Jacques Vermeulen make one or two bad mistakes in the Bentley, and he's going to have him. He's going to get by. Not easy though. Very bumpy, especially for the BMW. Right, 6.5 minutes to go, and Jordan is now managing the gap. He's letting it close down again. He is keeping an eye on Junior, how far back he is. He's also got some traffic. Tina and Kobe's just ahead of him in his Mercedes. But I don't think Jordan needs to risk hammering away at fast lap times. His last lap time of 1:34.9 is almost 2 seconds off his normal race pace. And this is why Junior McCall's closing down the gap. But it's with just under 6 minutes to go, I don't think there's anything major to worry about. Junior in a healthy second, with Morgan, his elder brother, almost 5 seconds back in third place. The ATK Academy brothers second and third. Christian Deploy in his Bentley 1.3 seconds back off the back of Morgan McCall. Here he is. And if Morgan can still makes a mistake, Christian will still stand a chance of getting onto the podium. So everything's still to play for. And Daniel Rowe rounding out your top 5. Remember, the top 5 all get money for their results, courtesy of Custom Cut RT Solutions, the sponsor to the series. Thank you so much to everyone there for supporting the hobby, supporting the sport, and getting the necessary recognition. Well done to everyone at Custom Cut RT Solutions, your one-stop RT shop. Yo, here we go. 10th, 11th, 12th. Can hardly stick a piece of paper between the two of them, the three of them. Hey Paul, how's it, man? And he's saying Jacques' rear PSI is gone, so he's had a slow puncture, and that's why he's slithering around the track. Or he was. He is still trying though, and trying to upset Bago, looking up the inside. Bago's not falling for it. Nails his braking point with the damaged McLaren. And Jacques trying hard here, I mean really hard. Just under 4 minutes to go. It's like 2 laps left. And even with a deflating tire, if it is going flat, he's pushing hard. This is where they all ran wide earlier. Pulls back in line. Now swings it out. Bago holds on to the apex, and they all follow suit. And Dwayne Hall has arrived now on the back of Mark Anto, so the teamies are there in 13th and 12th place. And just behind them you can see is Tino Nkubi in his Mercedes, and just behind him is our leader Jordan Sherritt. So what did I just see there? Is Jordan passing? He is. So Jordan's gone past Tino Nkubi. Jordan is now arriving at the back end of this fight for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. Oh, it's all going on here. Catch up, cameraman. Oh, he made it. Johan Bago had a huge moment as I went back to look at Jordan Sherritt, and he's dropped 2 positions. Jeez, that's commentator's curse when you miss the action. Sorry, guys. So, all that pressure has paid off. Jacques Vermeulen making the pass. And from here, it's like 2 laps to go, because Jordan's just behind these guys. There he is in the distance. Sure. Christian Deploy closing in on the back of Morgan. This is now sub 1 second. So Christian trying to fight back. I can hear the Porsche. That's the Porsche that's struggling there. That's Daniel De Villiers. Okay, seems to be okay. So here we arrive at traffic, and Christian now right here. This is these guys have arrived with the Jordan Sherritt. He's just trying to understand what is happening here. Where's Junior? Junior's just up the road. Jordan's passing these guys. Morgan McCall, he's gone through, and Christian Deploy has gone through. So they've just gone through on Dwayne Hall by the looks of things. And they're now arriving onto the back of Johan Bago Grobler. Yep, Morgan's going to be first to get there. 30 seconds to go, so it's going to still be another lap at least. Getting close. Gap down to 6/10. Jan Vega is going to have to climb out of this and get out the way, because these are the leaders coming through. Well, third and fourth. Runs wide through the hairpin and allows the third and fourth place cars to go up the inside. Jordan Sherritt here through the second chicane. 2.2 seconds ahead of Junior, who's not too far back. And again, up ahead there, you just saw Jacques Vermeulen and Mark Anto. These guys still dicing. And they're going to have to go around for another lap of this. But here we come. This is Jordan. And Junior's right here now. Jordan takes the win. Junior very close. Morgan third. Christian Deploy comes over in fourth. That was a good race, gentlemen. Daniel Rowe through the final turn. And that rounds out your top five. Daniel Rowe takes a well-deserved fifth for Hybrid Academy. So some good clean racing there. Luke Addison still over the start-finish line. Here he comes, sixth place. And Sean Stratham, he's heading, he's just gone through Cops, coming down the little chute to the final corner, and he'll come around here for the last time onto the start finish line. And Sean Stratham comes in for a well-deserved seventh. Daniel De Villiers in his Porsche, eighth place, not too far back. Paul Gerber coming along in his Aston Martin, and look here in the background, Mark Antel, so close in the BM on the back of Jacques Vermeulen. Still, these guys are dicing. Great racing all the way to the flag, and this will round out your top 10. Jacques Vermeulen did very well there. Mark Antel also did. Well done, gents. That was some great racing from everybody. Wow, so there we go. That is that's it as far as round number 6 from Alton Park. Thanks to everybody on the YouTube channel for joining us. It was great to have you all here. Hopefully we'll see all of you again next week. We are at Kyalami next week. And that should also bring some awesome racing. So that's it. I'm going to say thank you very much to everybody. You've been watching the Custom Cut RT Solutions GT3 Championship. Co-sponsors RaceFace Statement Watches, PWSR and Resource Complete. I'm going to say goodbye and good night, and catch you next week. Cheers.